So again, we're at 3 Punk Ales Brewing, where it's not just about the Ramones or Sex Pistols, it's about the beer. Check out these misfits who are mashing up punk rock and craft beer together.
Well, 3 Punk Ales is kind of like the brainchild of 3 of us, myself, Kevin Lewis, my partner, and John Marshall, my partner. John Marshall and myself went to school here in Chula Vista and Bonita. Grew up playing soccer and being in punk bands and kind of homebrewing the latter part of our high school careers. Circled back, decided to throw the 3 things we did as youngsters in the blender, and out came 3 Punk Ales. We started with 4 core beers when we initiated the brewery. Now we're a little higher, probably like closer to 6 to 7 core beers. All the names usually derive from some sort of musical reference as it relates to like a song that we like. There's a beer called Kill the Poor, and Kill the Poor with the U, P-O-U-R, it's an old Dead Kennedy song, so we kind of meshed it so it would fit for what we do, and people love that song, people love the beer, and people love what we do with it.
So when we first opened, we opened with the first beer that I brewed was the La Flama Blanca, which was our pale Mexican lager, being in Chula Vista. So it's kind of opening with a bang. It's San Diego. They have to be exciting because these kids nowadays and adults, they want whatever's new, shiny quarter. Like if you're just stale, making the same 4 or 5 beers over and over again, people are going to get bored.
I think it's the idea of creativity, just how you approach beers. Because from the ingredients that you're using, the hops that you're using, the styles that you're making, the building that recipe, we always have, just keep everything clean, nice, tasting crisp. And we use great ingredients, we don't really not spend money on ingredients. We actually do as much as we can to have really good malts, really good hops and everything.
My favorite would be the Needle in the Hay, which was our first beer that we ever did. It's a double IPA, 8.5%. And then probably the second favorite would be our gold medal winning, the Barley Legal. It's our bourbon barrel aged barley wine. It gets some satisfaction at winning those, or like, our beer is really good, but I think the main satisfaction comes from our friends and fellow people in the industry that really like our beer.
Seeing people happy when they drink our beer. Just seeing people smile and come tell you like, hey man, I really need that beer. It was so good. And it's just, and also like I said, the creativity and then getting to meet these great people.
It's more than beer. It's an experience. People want to come down and have a good time. So we want to make sure that we stay in tune with what our community wants. In Spanish, it's familia, cerveza, música y fiesta. So that's like our little crest, which means family, music, beer, and party. We throw all that into the blender, and that's what we try to develop here on 3rd Avenue.
All right, friends, we're back at 3 Punk Ales Brewing here with one of the punks, Steve Garcia. Thank you for rocking out with us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so we have one of the most popular, most drank beers here, right?
This is one of our core beers. It's called Kill the Poor. It is our rotational IPA, and by that we mean it's going to always remain consistent, but we flip the hops on it from batch to batch. This month, it's actually the Veterans Blend, so it's a little bit more on the tropical flavoring. Great beer. It'll always be on tap when you're in the neighborhood.
All right, so should I taste it? Let me see. I want to.
For sure.
It
salud.
smells good.
Cheers,
I'm sorry. So rude of me. Cheers. And the tab. Ooh, that is very good and refreshing. What's another popular drink that a lot of customers love here?
People enjoy having our Flama Blanca. Flama Blanca is our Mexican pale lager. It's light-bodied, full of flavor, and you can have 2, 3 and still feel in control. These are, like our IPAs are a little bit more on the heavier side. It's a 6.5 ABV. So yeah, we try to limit people, don't go overboard on these. Most of our beers are very light-bodied though. We don't do anything too crazy. If we want to get crazy, we have a beer called the Emo Brown. The Emo Brown is our Imperial Brown Ale. We use Mexican chocolate, we use vanilla, cinnamon, and on this occasion we actually barrel aged it in a bourbon barrel from Liberty Call here in San Diego. So this has been a fan favorite ever since the holiday season started in Thanksgiving. So people come in and drink the heck out of that.
Awesome. So we'll cheers to that, to a new year. Thank you so much, Steve.
Cheers.